Hey guys, Squeegee back with another guide. I wanted to take a look at the basics of PvE mechanics in Mortal Online. A lot of newbies kind of struggle to fully understand all the mechanics when it comes to fighting monsters, and I thought it would be helpful for me to explain it. So before we go too deep into the mechanics, I just want to take a look at the general monsters and types of things you'll be up against in Mortal. First, I wanted to look at how monsters actually level up in the world of Mortal. Basically, it works like several other mechanics in Mortal, like the chests and shipwreck treasures. They're on a timer. So the second they spawn, they're at level 1, and they sort of cook and grow larger, and their stats also grow. So you can tell, actually, by looking at a monster, based on their size, what level they are. Generally, if there's one that's just massive compared to the rest of them, he's probably max level, which is level 100. Now, I'm not sure exactly how long it takes for certain monsters to get that big. I think it actually differs from monster to monster. And when you actually kill a monster that's higher level, not only is it harder to fight itself, it'll deal more damage, have more health, it will actually yield more of its carcass to you. So, like, whenever you're hunting any sort of animal or any sort of monster in Mortal, they'll give carcass that you can have a butcher cut up and get the raw materials from. So the higher levels, just like, they're bigger monsters, will yield more carcass compared to the smaller animals. Next, I want to talk about arguably the most important mechanic in both PvE and PvP in Mortal, which is the parry. Basically, how you parry is just as an enemy is about to hit you, you tap block, you raise your sword, and you absorb the damage. About 99% of the damage, actually. Not all of it. And what you can do is, after you parry, and you see the sparks fly from your sword, you can left-click, and you'll actually do a faster than normal counterattack that will do higher damage than just a regular attack. So it differs from enemy to enemy, but for most enemies, right as their attack animation starts, you want to tap your block if you want to parry, but if that doesn't seem to be working, adjust your timing a little bit. Some enemies attack a bit faster, some are a bit slower, when really you're trying to aim to tap the block right as their active hitbox comes out for the attack. So it may take some getting used to, but it's not too hard, and once you get, the hang of it, you'll mitigate a lot of the damage that is done to you. So whenever down in the chat box after you parry you see that you took 0 damage, just know that that is not actually 0. You were actually hit for just under 0, so you're actually hit for a decimal amount. So you'll never be hit for no damage in Mortal. If you parry, if you get an equipment hit, you'll take a decimal amount most of the time. So you're never fully mitigating damage after a parry or an equipment hit. If you find yourself in a sticky situation and you just can't get that parry timing right, a really good thing to learn how to do is to kite the enemies. So, whenever an enemy attacks you, they'll follow a similar attack pattern the entire time. So even if you're backing up from them, they're still going to throw out their attacks, even if their active hitboxes aren't going to be hitting you. So as you can see, the skeleton is walking towards me and still throwing out his attacks as if I'm in front of him, but I'm backpedaling. So the timing is still going to be the same for him. He's still going to have the same amount of time between each attack, so I can weave in and out and hit him and still remain safe. It's a good alternative to parrying if you just can't quite find that timing. Another thing I wanted to talk about is spacing in PvE and PvP. If you're too far from the enemy, you're obviously going to miss. Every weapon is different. Swords are longer than daggers. Spears are longer than swords in most cases. Every weapon's different. But every weapon can still hit with the handle if you're too close. So spears have kind of a bad habit of this, or pole swords. If you get too close, which is surprising for a lot of the weapons, what is actually too close, you'll end up getting handle hits, and they do just a fraction of the damage you would normally deal with your swing. So you want to learn the spacing of your weapon. You want to learn to just hit with the head, not the handle, and not be too far away. Just one final reminder is to be charging your swings in PvE. You don't always want to do it in PvP, but in PvE it's pretty important because it really maximizes the damage your weapon deals. If you're just spam left-clicking, you're not going to be dealing near as much damage as if you fully charge your swing and really let it go. Thanks for watching, and thank you guys so much for the support I've been getting from the forums and from everywhere else. Be sure to drop a like, subscribe if you want to see more content. This Sunday I'm going to be doing a PvP guide with my friend Soupy, who is another up-and-starting Mortal YouTuber, so be sure to go check him out. His channel name is Big Bowl of Soupy. I'll leave a link in the description, and then you'll see us both on Sunday. Thanks.